Hey guys, Force Master here, and I'm going to do an unboxing video for you of the Deadloc Hardbody. Let's just call it what it is. It's a Jeep, but copyright features are preventing them from actually advertising what it is. So one of the first things I noticed when I took it out of the box was that the scale looks to be really accurate compared to the other Jeeps that I work with. In the background here you can see my two China JK Jeeps. These are the ones that are fairly popular on eBay. They are made in China, they are not licensed, but they are really well done. Great interiors and exterior pieces like hood latches, lights, windshield wipers, full interior. So when this one came out, I was hoping that it was going to be more or less a four-door version of that same Jeep, and it does look to be more or less what we've gotten here. If you grab the JK here and take a look at the doors, you can see that this door is almost an exact replica of the door that is on this one. And then when you compare the hoods, very similar there too. Now, granted there's no fenders here, but they are very similar in size overall. One other comparison that I did was this is the roof that comes with the Deadloc Jeep, and this is the one that comes with the Axial JK body with the removable top. I wanted to see how similar these were in size, and I can tell you that they are almost perfect as far as size goes. The Lexan just kind of stretching over top. The nice thing about this means that people that are making accessories for the JK Axial body should be able to transfer them over to the Deadloc Jeep as well. So those are my initial impressions. I'm going to open up the bags and just show you what comes with it. Well, before we move on, let's just take another look at this here. So we've got a place to mount the dash. We've got a little bit of an opening here. This is going to help with any kind of electronics or anything that you need to mount up in this area. The other thing that I'm really happy with is, if you look here, you'll see a very out of scale floor in the back of the Jeep here. Typically this would not be raised up like this, but what this is going to really help with is any kind of clearance for battery, speed control, electronics and stuff like that. You've got all this extra room in here, so these guys really thought this out nicely. So I'm going to start by opening this bag. Pretty straightforward with this one. This is just the piece that mounts here like this. Nice thing about it coming off is that you could paint it a different color quite easily. You don't have to worry about masking, but that would allow you, if you wanted to paint this a different color and you wanted to give this like maybe a matte black or something like that to make it stand out a little bit, you could do that. That's that part. Next part is the radiator and headlight bucket support. So this will allow you to put your functional headlights in. This will mount just in behind like this. Nice thing here again is that you've got this nice black backing for it, so that if you have your grille on there, that's a different color, it's going to give a little bit more depth and it's going to look like an actual radiator in behind. While we're on that topic, let's take a look at the special grille that I got from the Deadloc boys. The reason why I went with this one is because this is your traditional 7-slot Jeep grille, and that's really, to me, that's what makes a Jeep a Jeep. So it mounts up very nicely on here and gives your traditional Jeep look on the front. When I look at this, I don't like the way that the white is standing out in there. Whatever color this is, like this whole front, in my opinion, would have to be the same color as the grille itself, just so that you're not seeing these pieces in the background a different color. Now on eBay, they are selling these for the China Jeeps as well. So I'm pretty sure that if you wanted to, you could fit the same piece onto the China Jeep and get that angry eyebrow look. It's just kind of a neat, aggressive little piece. While we're on topic of special pieces, we're going to look at the cowl piece that again was a separate special order piece. So that looks like the piece that comes on the Rubicon. Gives a really nice aggressive look to the Jeep. You've got screw holes already in here that match up to these, so no worrying about centering it or anything like that. Again, you can paint it a different color or you can keep it in that nice flat black, but just a really gorgeous piece. Now this is a cast piece, I'm quite sure. I'm not seeing any 3D print lines in it, which I definitely appreciate. Sometimes with 3D prints you can see a lot of lines, and there's certain pieces, same with this grille here, you just don't particularly want those 3D print lines in. Actually, I'm seeing a little bit of a burr here from what would probably be where it was attached to the plastic tree. So that's really cool. So those are the optional pieces. Those, if you want it with, particularly with the Deadloc Jeep, you have to order those separately. So don't expect those unless you do order them. Next bag, looks like we've just got our upper piece for our back seat for the Jeep. So that'll probably just sit in there like that. There's no glue on here from what I can tell. This is all screws. Next major piece here we've got is the dash. And just so you know, I'm not going to completely put this together. I'm just going to kind of give it a partial assembly so that we can get an idea as to what it looks like. Okay, so just like that, mounts up flush to the windshield, and then there's some screws in the back that hold it on. Okay, moving on to the next bag. Oh, okay, I'm not going to talk about these ones yet. Let's look at these. So here we got the seat backs. Here, looks like there's a little snap tab. So it looks like these don't even screw on at all. They are just simply a press on, which is nice. We've got quite a bit of hardware in this bag. Take a quick look. I'm not positive what these are. I believe that these are for the magnetic body mounts. It's one of the beautiful things about this Jeep is you're not going to have to worry about having holes in the nice body that you've just finished. There'll be magnetic body mounts, and I'll show you those in just a bit. I've got some screws and some door hinges and some button screws for probably keeping in the door hinges would be my guess. And here we've got a bunch of magnets which would go along with these. You can see that they are the countersunk magnets, so they'll be able to mount a little bit more flush. So these two things go together. We'll talk about that more later. Here we've got the doors. Now this is a beautiful thing about this Jeep is that you've actually got these doors that open and close if you want that extra little bit of realism. These have an inner door panel as well as an outer door panel, and they just simply will slide in. There will be a pin that will retain this, and that will make it so that this door is opening and closing, which is really neat. This is one of the great things about some of these Chinese Jeeps. They give that little extra detail. Next bag. Here we got the rear doors. So kind of interesting the way that they did this. These rear doors are just a fascia more or less. They just will go in like so for both sides, and they are non-opening. So the only reason why I can really think of why they've made them like this rather than molding a part of the body is so that they can keep this low profile to make it easier to ship. If you molded this into the body, they'd be weak and they'd be easily damaged and stuff like that. So that's very likely the reason they did that. Nice thing about it though is it gives you some options if you want to paint your doors different color. There's not a lot of masking that would be involved. I've seen some guys with, not with this Jeep, but with the other ones where they're actually chopping it off here and they're giving the Jeep an open cockpit, top off kind of look stuff. So you've got some neat options on that as well. Next bag. Okay, so I see some red here. So these will be some marker lights, probably these guys here. You've got your headlight lenses, your tail lights. Very cool that they're actually colored. There's no painting involved here, and they are able to have a LED put into them. Next bag here, we've got some interior and exterior details. Looks like, is that a rearview mirror? That's pretty neat. Do those guys have rearview mirrors? Yeah, I guess they do. There'd be your hood hinges. We've got some adhesive for something. Got your steering wheel, your mirrors, your wipers, and your door handles and stuff. So I'm not going to open that bag. That's just inviting stuff to get lost. So that's most of what we've got here. Oh, okay. No, we've got another one here. Windows. Great windows, all lined with black lines around them, so that they look a lot more like the realistic thing. Oftentimes we'll hide some of those mounting tabs and stuff as well. So again, not going to open those yet until I'm ready for them, but neat little piece. These guys, I got 4 of them in the box, and I'm not exactly sure what they're for. I have a feeling that they're for these magnets. Maybe just to give them a different mounting point. Okay, let's talk about these magnets now. So again, we've got these, we've got the posts and the actual magnets. The body itself has these points for mounting them, which is really great as well, because that allows you to mount this quick and easily. I'm guessing that these are going to line up with most of the SCX10 body posts. So there'll be a little bit of modifying there. Likely just have to fab something up as far as taking off the old body post, putting these in, and then lining them up with the magnets. I've never done anything like that before, so it'll be a little bit of an experiment. Alright, the last piece that we're going to talk about here. This is the special fenders that I wasn't, well, okay, so when I was talking to the gentleman at Deadloc Racing, he gave me the option of getting these, and I told him that I didn't want them. I wanted the flat fender, the traditional flat fender Jeep, and he sent them to me anyways. So I'm not really complaining. These are definitely a different look for your Jeep than the flat fenders. Going to give it definitely a very modified look, which is quite cool. I wouldn't have minded having the flat fenders as well, but that was just a mix-up, and if I want to, I can probably order them. I actually have the original flat fenders that came with my Axial body, the one that had that clear roof on it, and we're going to see whether or not those are a match for this. There's a chance that they are. I've got my SCX10.2 on the bench. This is more or less a stock 10.2, different tires, different shocks, and we've got inner fender wells on the back. The front ones are missing right now, but just wanted to give you an idea as to what it looks like when this body is on as far as wheelbase goes. You can see that that wheelbase is pretty much perfect as far as I'm concerned. That is a perfect lineup. Now there would be some modifications that would have to be done. I'm looking here, and one of the first things I'm noticing is that the receiver box hits down here, and that's probably one of the only things really that needs to be relocated after the fenders are taken off. So it looks like it's going to be a great fit. Well, that's it for my unboxing, guys. Thanks for watching. I did this video because I really wished that I had had a video like this to watch before I purchased this body. So I hope that this is going to help you when you're making your decision what you want to get. I'm going to have some more videos very soon. We're going to do more stuff with more Jeeps. I've got more Jeep bodies on the way, so I'm going to do some comparisons. We're going to do a comparison between this body and a new Bright body, which is a very common mod for guys right now for their SCX10s. And then we're going to do the Axial body as well, the one that comes with the original SCX10. The thing I really like about that body is it's got some really neat options, because it's been out there for a while already. People have made some really neat accessories for it, so we're going to look at that body as well, and we're going to compare all of them. We're going to talk about wheelbase and all that kind of thing. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Hopefully this is helpful for you. Force Master signing off. I'm not sure what the wheelbase this is advertised as right at the moment. In post here, I'll put it up as the what the wheelbase is, and okay, maybe we'll redo that. So I don't have the wheelbase right at the moment, but I'll have it on the screen down below, and you can see what the actual wheelbase is. One of the things I'll do here as well before I sign off is I'm going to mount it on my SCX10, and we're just going to give it a quick little mock-up and see how it looks sitting on that chassis.